The Engero Tales, Tales of the Soul. Whispers of the Night. Episode 3, Where the Dawn Sleeps. The chamber trembles with ancient energy as Malembo stands at the edge of the swirling pool in the realm of forgotten light. Shadows spiral and weave within its depths, tangled with slivers of glimmering light. Around him, the temple walls pulse softly, as if the realm itself is holding its breath. Behind him, the radiant ancestor figure speaks once more, his voice echoing with the gravity of generations. Only by embracing the full power of the night spirit can you restore what was broken. But understand this, child, what you choose here will mark you forever. You cannot walk both paths. This power is both gift and burden. Malembo's fingers twitch. He feels the shadow within him stir, not as a threat, but as a question, are you ready? He steps closer. The pool begins to rise, forming a column of dark liquid light that stretches upward like a flame suspended in air. As Malembo lifts his hand, the air crackles with energy. Lightning made of memories bursts through the space, illuminating moments from his life. Nyala teaching him the names of plants under the moonlight. The villagers backing away from him in fear, clutching their children. The moment the sun failed to rise on his 13th birthday. The loneliness. The strength. He sees it all, not with shame, but with understanding. The night spirit had always been with him. It had never sought to destroy, only to balance. Darkness is not the enemy of light, he whispers to himself. It is its twin. He plunges his hand into the swirling pool. The reaction is immediate. The shadows surge up his arm, but they no longer bite or burn. Instead, they weave around him like a cloak, binding not to hurt, but to complete. Light explodes from within him, not blinding but soft, illuminating the temple with a warm, dusky glow, the light of twilight, of balance, of harmony. The ancestor figure nods solemnly. Around them, the realm begins to shift. The once chaotic realm stills. The broken cycle has been healed. The realm of forgotten light begins to collapse, not in destruction, but in fulfillment, its purpose complete. Malembo opens his eyes to find himself standing alone at the edge of the desert, the starbone necklace now glowing faintly against his chest. He has returned, but not the same. The village of Oloru lies in an easy slumber beneath a sky still choked with endless twilight. Crops wilt, and fear simmers beneath every hushed conversation. The people have long stopped speaking of Malembo, convinced he had perished or been claimed by the darkness they once feared. But as he walks through the savannah, the earth responds. With each step, color returns. Flowers bloom in his footsteps. The wind carries his name not as a whisper of fear, but of hope. Children are the first to notice him. Look, one gasps. It's the sun-swallowing boy. Heads turn. Eyes widen. And then, he lifts his hand. The starbone necklace hums. A spiral of light and shadow gathers above his palm, pulsing like a heartbeat. The villagers recoil, until he kneels and places his hand on the dry earth. A brilliant beam of twilight light pierces the sky, and the sun begins to rise. The eternal dusk is broken. Gasps turn to cheers. Tears fall. The elders, once so quick to condemn, bow their heads in shame. Even the skeptical warriors fall to one knee. From the crowd steps Nyala, frail but fierce. She walks to Malembo and places her hand over his heart. You did not swallow the sun, child. You brought it back with new wisdom. With balance. Though the sun now shines on Oloru, Malembo senses that his journey is far from over. There are still forces beyond the horizon, places where shadows run wild, where balance has not yet been restored. But he no longer fears them. The night spirit lives within him, the guardian of dusk, the keeper of equilibrium. Where others see only opposites, light versus dark, Malembo now sees harmony. He begins to teach the villagers what he has learned. He shares stories of the realm of forgotten light. He trains children in the knowledge of shadows, not to fear them, but to understand them. The once rejected boy is now Oloru's guide, its protector, not because he banished the darkness, but because he embraced it. As Malembo sits atop the highest rock in the village one evening, a strange wind blows from the north. The air tastes of copper and ash. In the distance, a second sun glimmers faintly on the horizon, but this one is dark, twisted, unnatural. He narrows his eyes. The balance may have been restored in Oloru, but somewhere far away, a new shadow stirs. The light and the dark are never still, he murmurs. And neither am I. Malembo descends from the rock without hesitation, his cloak of woven dusk trailing behind him. Beneath the stars, he walks the path of the ancestors, each step echoing with the quiet power of one who listens deeply, to wind, to earth, to silence. He stops only to press his palm to the soil, whispering a promise to the land, I will go where I am needed. Word of the dark sun spreads like fire in dry grass. In villages beyond the hills, rivers reverse their course, and shadows detach from their owners. Elders speak of a rift, the wound between worlds that had once been sealed by ancient rites. Malembo knows the signs. The harmony he fought for is now threatened by something older than even the night spirit, an echo from before memory, a hunger that consumes not just light, but meaning itself. He gathers a new council, young and old, gifted and ordinary. This time, the journey is not his alone. Guided by starlit maps and chants carried through generations, they prepare to travel to the edge of the known world. Malembo walks at the front, not as a savior, but as a bridge between what was, what is, and what must be faced. For even in darkness, he carries a flicker of something eternal, not hope, but balance. As the starlit council sets out beyond the hills, the wind shifts once more, colder now, sharper, as if something ancient had awoken. Far away, across cracked salt plains and forgotten valleys, a figure wrapped in smoke stands before a shattered altar. In his hand, a fragment of a mirror, still pulsing with the memory of light. He lifts his head slowly. He's moving, the figure murmurs, a voice like rusted chains. Good. Back in Oloru, the village drums begin to tremble, on their own. And beneath the village, deep where roots no longer grow, something stirs. To be continued. Subscribe to Engero Tales today.